How's it going, everybody? So, I just realized that I completely skipped a short story by Lovecraft. Because I was about to start listening to the Dunwich Horror on Audible, and I clicked the little chapters thing to check the title of the previous story that I had listened to, and that's when I realized I skipped the doom that came to Sarnath. So let's get into it. So in this one, another one of Lovecraft's short stories. It's in a mystical land, probably, I would think, in the dreamlands that is very pervasive in Lovecraft's universe. So anyways, there's this ruined city by a lake that was formerly inhabited by a very grotesque peoples, not unlike the deep ones that worshipped a giant water lizard, big old statue of it. And so they were there chilling out, just worshipping this thing and being gross, disgusting, evil creatures. And close by there was another city called Sarnath that was populated by humans, and the humans, after living close to this other group, ended up deciding one day that, hey, we should probably wipe these things out because they're really weird and terrifying and all this stuff. So they come up with that excuse and they go over to this city and commence a war against these creatures, and they kill every last one. And they slaughter the entire city, and they take the bodies and they just push the bodies into the lake. Like, they don't even want to touch them with their hands, so they use their spears and stuff. And they take the statue of that water lizard god back to Sarnath as a trophy. Well, they set this thing up inside of one of their temples, and the next morning they find the high priest dead and the statue's gone. And the high priest scribbled on an altar a symbol of doom for Sarnath. So people get kind of freaked out about it, but then eventually that kind of fades into memory, because over the next several hundred years, Sarnath grows, becomes more powerful. Traders go there, and they trade gold and ivory and all sorts of stuff. And Sarnath is a very large, beautiful, beautiful city, very, very huge. Like, the surrounding wall is just massive, and it's wide enough for several chariots to be able to ride side by side around the entire top of the wall. And every year, to commemorate their victory over those weird fish-like creatures, they have a big feast. Well, after about 1,000 years, it comes to the 1,000-year anniversary of their victory, and they have this, feast. And during the feast, the lake starts to glow, and people start to get really weirded out by it. And visiting merchants and princes are like, "Yeah, we should probably leave." So they end up leaving, but Sarnath gets destroyed completely and utterly by some unknown, unseen paranormal forces. Like, people just die and the entire city just gets wrecked and destroyed. So it seems that it was the water lizard god of that other city finally getting vengeance after 1,000 years. So it was just like with all of Lovecraft's works, very descriptive, very, very, very intensive use of vocabulary. I mean, sometimes I feel like I need a thesaurus or something to really understand some of the words that Lovecraft uses. But yeah, he was a very talented writer. I can completely see why and how people, how his works have gone on this long with such a broad fan base. So, anyways, that was my summary and very, very quick review of the doom that came to Sarnath. Now, the next video that I will be doing will be about the dreams in the witch house. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you in the next one.